Hey guys and gals, got another one for you today. Today is Black Friday, and they have some new tanks on sale. Some are reskins. I'll get into it. But this is the Ragnarok T-34-100 Tier 8 Czech tank. Let's talk about it. Aim time, 2.3 seconds. Accuracy on the move is not really going to be great, but it does have 0.38, which isn't the worst, isn't the best. 8 degrees of gun depression, 3 shots per clip. Yes, this is an autoloader. When I compare it to the Italian Progetto, that thing has 36 second reload, 2.1 aim time, and 9 degrees of gun depression. So I would say it's kind of similar on that. Looking at ammo real quick, the shell velocities on this are nice at about 1,000. But this is kind of irritating. Why do we have to pay for camo if it's clear camo? And then the equipment I run on it are vents, stabilizer, gun laying drive. And generally that's how I run my autoloaders, just because I like to be able to have my gun fully aimed when I pull the trigger. And those three will actually help all of that. So it potentially, in my opinion, raises my DPM, because if I'm hitting my shots, my DPM is higher. It's what I call the effective DPM. And I'm not saying I named it that. I'm not going to take credit. But alright, so first game in my Ragnarok, first ever. I do have my Tier 10 TVP crew in here, which I believe is like level 8 or level 9. It's got a lot of skills and perks, which allows me to get away from having binos or coated optics on this, which you could probably run coated optics over gun laying drive. I know a lot of people like to do that. However, my driver is awesome. Now, this just irritates me on this map, so I want to highlight it. The people that sit on the bridge, you're not going to do anything until they push the field in the north. So by sitting there, you're not really doing anything except waiting. I mean, you could get spotted by their team and then get shot off the hill, get plucked by Artie, and then not have any hit points to trade at the end. So either A, you need to hide better, or B, you need to get to the city, win the city, and then you can go back up there and you can snipe the red team when they're attacking your base. Okay, thanks for letting me get that off my chest. Now, I'm one of few in the city. I do have a T-49 with me, so, and I believe a low. I can't remember what my heavy tank is. Played 3 games in quick succession. Just trying to get an ace tanker for you guys, because I knew it wouldn't take me long. This thing is a beast. So when I first tried to put equipment on it, I went for a rammer, because it's a T-34-100, and the Tech Tree T-34-100 doesn't have an autoloader. So I tried to get a rammer on there and I couldn't, so then I was like, wonder if this has an autoloader, and sure enough it does. Now I make a few mistakes here, and I sit out in front of both tanks rather than getting behind this house. I don't fix my ammo rack, and I could have just been firing through the fence on that guy. Alright, so this says it's got a 30-second reload time with a good crew, with Bukti. I think it's Bukti is their thing. It looks like it gets down to like 24-25 seconds, somewhere around there. You see the 0.38 accuracy is kind of trolly, so there, yeah, it's like 23 seconds for reload with food and a good crew and vents. Alright, so I've traded very ineffectively. I don't have many hit points left. The second portion of this is after you win the city in the south, move north, because the guys that are covering the base are going to be hard to get spotted. And once you start moving up the K-line, the guys in F1 can potentially get shots in you, or even guys down in the like F4 area or in the field are going to potentially get crossfire shots on you. Whereas you can come to this bridge now and you can actually help your team defend your base, where most of the tank destroyers were in the beginning. And now they've left to come south to help us kill the one M103. Since our scout committed to spotting their base, I feel like those guys now need to stay on the 7 line and help. However, now that the scout is recognizing that it's not going to happen, that's when they should start pushing back up into the city and get back to the base. Looking for shots here. Not landing these shots is kind of frustrating. There's another Ragnarok right there. We're able to hit his fuel tank. It is 6-7. Now I'm at this point I'm like, oh my god, I could have had my ace in my first game if I just did not trade so ineffectively or poorly in the beginning. Because I should have a lot more hit points to be able to handle these guys. Now, a little RNG love would have helped too. So we track the Conqueror, get a shot into the IS-3, and we track the T-10. Now we're on reload. Now some of my teammates are starting to come back. When you do come back up here, make sure you go through the city. Because if you get spotted out in that field, you might as well just go back to the garage. Like, just quit, go back to the garage. You're going to get wrecked. Alright, so the Conqueror spots me. I'm not quite reloaded yet. I do bounce his shell though. That's pretty sweet. Bounce my second shot. Get my third shot into his lower plate. Reloading. Ask for help. Really want these guys to put pressure on these 3. And now I'm just want to poke this field just to see if I can get anything spotted in the field. And this could have been a bad decision as well because I left those guys alone in the north to fight those 2 tanks. No, there's a Pershing down here tracked, so we're going to see if we can get some shots into him, maybe kill him. Shoot the third one, and then he gets spotted, and he must have fixed his track and started driving away. So let these guys know that I'm reloading. Hopefully that medium can kill that Pershing. And the Tortoise takes our Centurion. So now we have lost the south flank, but as long as us 3 can... Okay, us 2. The Waffle's dead now. Can't kill a T-10 apparently. Alright, let's fully aim these. First one dips into the ground. Second one goes through the lower plate. Third one goes through the lower plate. Now he's on a sliver and already takes my Conqueror. So this is not looking good, but we are having a pretty good game. 2,800 damage, 500 assist, 600 block damage. I think this turret, and even the Tech Tree T-34-100's turret was a little bouncy. Now, by no means do I say it's reliable. The T-34 hull on the sides is angled really well, so you can get some miracle bounces, but definitely don't count on it. So kill the T-10, get a second shot into the Conqueror, and we don't quite have enough time to get the third shell into his lower plate. Look at this silver I made, 145,000 silver in a loss. Now I did throw down in a tier 9 match, but in a loss you probably shouldn't be making that much. There might be some bonuses in there too, not that I selected them, but just because the ops are going all the time. We do take top dog. Let's jump into the second match, see how consistent it is. Now guys, I've been nagging and crying and whining to get a tier 8 Czech tank, and really just letting Wargaming know however I can, like, I'm easy money. I will open up my wallet if you make a tier 8 Czech tank, because I want a tier 8 premium tank from every nation. I like playing tier 8. Now not in a platoon so much when it's +2, -2, because you tend to get stuck in tier 10s, which apparently with the 4.12 update, they said they fixed some sort of platoon matchmaking problem that they had, which I was hoping it meant that my 4-man tier 8 platoon wouldn't get matched up against a 4-man tier 10 platoon, but I'm not sure if that's what exactly it was. I didn't read into it that much. Alright, so Nomenhan. I love to take the north here, generally because their team will just sit on the E line up on those mountains. And if you can keep them from pushing through, then they are going to pretty much lose in the first 2 minutes of the game because they won't move past the mountain, which is great. Alright, so Artie takes a swing at either me or the Sturb. I think it's a Sturb 81. Maybe it's an Atomic. I don't know. Alright, so this is a clutch key moment that I want to point out. Now, I take a huge risk by driving out in front of these guns. However, what I'm doing is opening up an angle on the guys on the 0 line. And I'm using this rock as cover. So I didn't just drive out into the open and stay there. I'm positioning myself in these rocks so that the guys on the hill can't do anything about it. Let that fully aim. We missed that shot, unfortunately. And now they're starting to push around behind me, but the nice thing about this rock is it covers my right side. So I want to see the angle that they have, and they didn't really have one, so I'm safe here. And to our team, the guys on the 0 line are really irritating. To their team, it's me getting to sit here freely is really irritating for them, as the mutant just drives up and starts to get shots into me. He's lost a lot of hit points for it. Try to shoot up above his track and get the pen in. Unfortunately, I'm unable to lock that down. But Artie gives me a nice assist with that T-34-1 that was shooting at my side. So a mixed bag on the accuracy. I mean, .38, it's nothing spectacular to write home to mom about, but it definitely can get it done as well. As you can see, I made a couple long-range shots. Now this 50 TP Proto is dug in on those rocks, so chances of me being able to pen it with AP rounds is probably not very good. The penetration on this thing is not fantastic. However, the APCR rounds are adequate enough because this is a preferential matchmaking tank. Yes. This thing only sees up to tier 9, which is fantastic. I will trade off some penetration to get preferential. Alright, so we get our first victory. We make 134,000 silver for doing what? Pretty much nothing. 1,500 damage, 800 assists, 2 kills. Not a horrendous game, but it's definitely not. I mean, I could probably do that with my eyes closed. And to make that much silver in that game, holy cow. Now, all 3 of the Black Friday tanks are 75% silver earners. So if you like the IS-6, or if you like the KV-5, or if this tank looks appetizing to you, pick one of these 3 up. You can get silver, 75% silver bonus. So especially, I think about like when I first started, if I knew anything about premium tanks, which I thought they were just OP tanks that people spent money on the game to increase their win rate. So I didn't want to be that guy. And then as I kept playing, I realized how much silver you can earn and free XP, and they actually help you progress through the game. Now, I'm not saying go buy everything, but if you're smart about what premium tanks you get, then you can advance your game quite a bit. And this thing, yes, it's Czech, so there's only one Czech line. And even though I like the Czech line, I kept the 6, 9, and 10 of those tiers on the Czech line. Those are, to me, very fun, competitive medium tanks. And I did get the Ziska in a war chest. It's not a bad tank, but it's definitely not one that I get excited about playing. But anyways, this tier 8 auto-loading Czech tank, I love it. I enjoyed the T-34-100, but it's kind of like a Pershing to me. It just doesn't do anything bad, but it doesn't do anything great. Whereas this has the autoloader, so it adds that extra flavor to it. Not to mention, it's going to pour silver. Alright, so we don't have a shot on that 53 TP, so we're going to come over here. We're going to shoot the AMX M445, shut him down. And I'm going to switch to APCR rounds for the 53 TP. He does kind of have some trolley armor, but we're going to come back here and reload, even though their arty's dead, and I really, chances of me getting attacked is going to be pretty slim. But it's just good habit in your autoloaders. Don't overexpose yourself when you don't need to. Alright, so watch how fast this thing unloads. Now it'd be interesting to take the equipment off and see how fast that bloom goes down in between shots, because I feel like it won't do that well, but with my good crew, I mean with Brothers in Arms, the food, and the vents, that helps the aim time quite a bit, because it can pump the shells out, and sometimes that can be a problem if your gun shoots too fast. Then the aim time works against it, if that makes sense. So make sure we're fully aimed here. 2 shots, Black Prince is dead. I look at the map to see if there's anything close I can get another shot in, and I don't see anything, so we're just going to go for a full reload, and then we're going to move down the 4 line, because we can use this as cover, this little hill in front of me. We can use that as cover as we work down towards the F line, because the F line is going to be able to pretty much spot that whole hill for my team, and anybody that is dumb enough to sit on top of that hill is pretty much just asking for a loss. So, alright, Crass Panther, try to shoot the drive wheel here, goes a little high, get a pen anyways. Finally my 3rd shot hits his drive wheel. But I think he fixed it. Maybe he didn't fix it. Yeah, pretty sure he fixed it. Or I didn't actually break it and I just critted it. 10-5, this is a steamroll. And that's what happens when you don't send anything to the choke and you just sit on the sniper hill. It's just not going to work. Alright, so trolley turret armor. We talked about that last game. There, we got another one. The J-Pan 2 is a pretty accurate gun. So for him to bounce off of there is pretty nice. It's just kind of like a slim turret with good angles. But like I said before, don't count on it. It's not like you can just get hull down and beat the snot out of everybody in this tank. That's not what this is. I would say this is more of like a flanking support medium. So if you like that kind of role, then yeah, get it. I mean, how can you say no to a 75% silver earner? This is just beast. So we get the Centurion. We're unable to get the Stur Waffle-Trogger, unfortunately. That would have got us up to 4 kills. Is this going to be enough for the ace? Oh, I kind of let the cat out of the bag already. Yeah, so Wargaming, not that they listened to me, because I'm pretty sure this is a PC tank. I could be wrong on that. So I figured it was going to be coming, and I got really excited. I was pretty much, whenever this tier 8 Czech tank, as long as it's competitive, I will throw money at it. And I did. I actually bought $30 of war chests and got a Chrysler, which gave me like 10,000 silver and allowed me to pick this up. So a victory ace tanker, I made $250,000 silver. This thing is awesome. Love it. Thank you, Wargaming. I appreciate it. Guys, if you are interested, pick this up. This is worth the purchase. I'll quit babbling. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.